morning, everybody. We're coming at you from Busch Gardens Williamsburg, one of my favorite theme parks out there. We're going to show you guys around, show you the rides, the food, the shows, the awesome sections, the beauty of Busch Gardens. Let's go and check this place out. I'm excited. I haven't been here in a couple years. One of my favorite places to go. Let's see the sights. Next up is Verbolten, which is actually my favorite roller coaster here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Well themed, super fun. Love Busch Gardens and Verbolten. So here's how Verbolten starts off. It drops out of the station like this. And you can see the really cool Verbolten cars. I love the cars here on this ride. And then it makes that turn, and then boom, you go into the show building. Now here you get to see the big drop on Verbolten. And Verbolten, definitely my favorite roller coaster here. I love in the event building, obviously something we can't get on camera, but there it goes down the big drop. In the event building, it's really cool because depending on which train you are, you sort of get a different show scene. Now, one mild complaint is that maintenance has not been kind to this, so it's not as vibrant as it was when I rode in the past. I was here 2 years ago. I was here when Verbolten opened, so it was definitely a lot better then, as far as, upkeep and things like that. But it's still a good ride now. It's very unique. There's really not too much like this. And I love that, being like the modern mine train roller coaster. And also, I love the Rhine River Cruise. Something very much for the grandma and grandpa type. And I will give you a heads up. There are two different bridges. There's a bridge in here that takes you between Germany and Fiesta Italia. And then there's a bridge between Scotland and Ireland. And those are the bridges you want to take. You do not ever want to end up down there, because you have to walk up so many stairs. As you can tell, we're pretty high up. You never want to take these stairs of doom unless you have somebody in your party that really, really wants to do the river cruise. Always try to avoid taking these stairs of doom. Here is the park's second newest roller coaster, Pesto. And it's one of the premier Skyrocket 2 models, but a little bit different than most. This one has 3 cars. Most of them only have 2. But I actually think they are really, really, really fun rides. It's a triple launch. So in your third launch, you start going all the way around. Big old hanging upside down parts. And then things start to get really crazy here. Straight down into a non-inverting loop. And then you go whoop again back into the station. But it's a really fun ride. Capacity is kind of limited, but Busch Gardens does a really good job. So the lines never get too long, and that is Pesto. So the one bad thing about this ride, it is like the most awkward thing to squeeze in
down and secure it firmly against your legs.
Sort of move your comfort collar over you.
Once the comfort collar is secured, please pull up on the orange tab.
Really awkward.
If you're not
So one of my favorite and one of the most unique rides here at Busch Gardens is Escape from Pompeii, which you might look at as a typical shoot-the-chute ride, but it is anything but. You see, you go in the building up there, and then from the time you go in the building to when you come out of the building is a very highly themed environment, as if you were in Pompeii when the big old volcano was going off. So it's awesome. There's a lot of fire effects, falling things effects. So it ends up being a really, really great ride. And I'm not somebody that really likes getting wet while in a theme park, and this ride does not get you that soaked. Especially if you request to sit in the back, you're probably going to be good. But overall, this ride is fantastic. It's one of my favorites in the park, especially for its originality. And I travel a lot. And here comes the splash. Splash. See, not bad at all. But anyway, Escape from Pompeii, if you're here, do it. Sit in the back, you won't get that wet, and you'll thank me later, because it is a fantastic ride. This is the entrance to Invader, which I love. Out of all the roller coasters here at Busch Gardens, I think this has the coolest entrance. You enter under this grand, dragon, Viking, Invader catapult, and it's really, really cool. The rest of the ride, not nearly this well themed, but the entrance is great. Yep, that right there is Invader. The lift and the drop goes down that kind of tunnel halfway down, and it's a fun ride. It's, GCI, it's Great Coasters International, the people that built it, and they do not make bad rides. It's really fun as the Alpha guy swings by. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a fun ride. But, and there's a but, it is definitely not one of my personal favorite GCIs, nor one of my favorite roller coasters at Busch Gardens. I put Busch Gardens on a higher level, so I would like to see them build a much larger GCI, like a Gold Striker or a Mystic Timbers, but it's still a very fun ride. Well, fans of the worst unflying theater I've ever been on, Europe in the Air is closed for 2017. We got some people. Okay, yes, the gentleman there with wearing 2 lanyards and a beanie hat is calling me a nerd.
He called you nerd, not me. And
Yeah, but
that guy down there called you nerd too.
see, but he looks cool. That's okay. All right, back to this. Europe in the Air is closed. Not very good. Was never very good. But next year, they already announced their 2018 attraction is going to be virtual reality in a simulator themed to Ireland and Irish myths and things like that. So it could be good. I got to do the VR Kraken roller coaster, and the animation on the VR was very, very good, which gives me high hopes for this. Also, they do have 2 theaters, so the capacity should be a little bit better than some VR experience we've seen in theme parks now. You know it would not be the Ireland section of the park without an Irish pub, and here's Grogan's Pub. Now, Grogan's name, I believe, is a reference to the old simulator that was here, the Corkscrew Hill, which was a couple simulators ago. But you could have some Irish beer, relax, watch some sports in the air conditioning, as it's very warm, which is very nice. So you could go in here, get your Killians, get your all sorts of good stuff. We are now coming at you from Griffin, the park's B&M floorless dive coaster. It is awesome. You've got the holding brake there on the edge, and then they hold you there, they terrify you, and then boom, you drop straight down, go under the bridge, through the big Immelman, and on quite the adventure. Griffin is a really, really fun ride. And the ride's got that great water splashdown element. I mean, how fun is that? Here's the Curse of Dark Castle, which is the park's, really the park's main dark ride. Essentially, the best way to describe it, if you've ever been on Spider-Man or Transformers at Universal, it's essentially a rip-off of that. And it's nowhere near as good as either one of those, but it is still really fun, really unique. It's not a ride you see a lot of places, so I really, really enjoy Dark Castle for its uniqueness and the 3D stuff. I always have, this is to me is a must ride whenever I come to Busch Gardens. And it's fun, it's cool, it's original, you know, it's non-IP, which is something we get a lot in Florida. And it's a good time. You know, a couple of effects don't work anymore from when this was really in its peak, because this is over 10 years old now. But still, fun times. Got to do Dark Castle to come here. Here is the Loch Ness Monster, which is the park's most classic roller coaster, with one of the most famous scenes in any roller coaster with the giant interlocking loops. I believe this was built in the 80s sometime by Arrow, and we're going to get ready for one of the big moments here. I also love how the sky ride just goes right past it like that. The kinetic energy of this park is pretty much wonderful. And there it goes there. And then you go that way, you go through a tunnel, and eventually you end up back through that other loop. And a nice ride. You know, nothing special, nothing, if you've been on it once, you might not need to ride it again, but still a neat ride. So Busch Gardens Williamsburg is home to a little bit of wildlife. They've got, what we have here is Wolf Valley, and then you can also meet some of the famous old Budweiser Clydesdales, which still hang out here in the park. Look at him go! Oh, he's climbing the lake. They also have Scottish Highlands. We met a really cool owl. And so there's a little bit of animal life here, not too much. But he's doing dog stuff. Now in the Italy section of the park, it's actually, I think it's one of the creepiest sections in all of Busch Gardens. You've got these really, really manicured gardens. I think it's like the Da Vinci's Garden section of the park. We have a couple different flat rides, which is fun for me, because being from Florida, you know, I'm used to going to Busch Gardens Tampa, which really does not have any flat rides outside of the Phoenix, the swinging ship that goes upside down. So here you've got the battering ram over there that does like that. You've got a couple different kids flat rides with the balloons, and then the kite flyers over there. And then you got a couple more. So over here we can see Da Vinci's Cradle going, and these rides I think are really kind of fun. You get some good airtime and stuff like that. Also, I love the detail with, you know, the theming of the different pulley systems that make it look like it's not just a carnival ride. Obviously, the immaculate landscaping and stuff does that as well. And then moving on over here, you've got the flying machine, which is fun. These are actually really inventive rides. Like, these are something you don't see a lot. Obviously, we used to have one at Busch Gardens Tampa, a Sandstorm. They moved that over to Sesame Place, where it now runs as something themed to, I think, Telly Monster. But they're fun rides, they're interesting rides. And if you have kids that like spinning rides or things like that, they're all in one centrally located spot. So you could go on a bunch of rides all at once in a very pretty atmosphere, which I think is something this park really excels at. And if you have motion sickness issues, the flying machine might not be for you. My favorite one in this area is that one over there. Here we got Alpin, guys! Is the tallest inverted coaster in the entire world, and it is awesome. I really, really like this ride. It's not my personal favorite inverted coaster, but it is fantastic. For me, I have this ranked 3. My favorite is Nemesis over in the UK, followed by Montu in Tampa, and then this is number 3. And I've been on, I think, every one in the United States that's not a Batman the Ride clone. But it is a really, really fun ride. And it's got great interaction stuff too. So it drops down here, and we're getting ready to run to the other side, where it sort of interacts with the park's log flume. Speaking of the log flume is fun as well. That is the Lascute log flume. I do like, before you drop down, there's the big kind of traditional log flume saw, and you're in a traditional log flume log. Let's go check out what's in the Fest House. So here at the Fest House Pompeii, this is October's Zest show. Regular eternal beer garden style show. They're usually drinking songs and German dancing and things like that. Not the most interesting. And now the real reason to come into the Fest House, you got the Brow House, the craft beer room. This is kind of interesting. I didn't know they did this. A brewery talks at 4, 5, and 6 might have come back for that. And then let's see. Let's look at the fun. Is there fun in here?
Hi, YouTube.
It's that thing you used to do. All right, so you've got the Brow House, which has a whole bunch of craft beer on tap, and this just looks like a wonderland to me. It tells you your sizes and your prices, and then all the different types.
Hi guys, how are you?
Gonna be good real soon, and I'm excited for this. So we're gonna get a couple different things. I love the Mackenzie Black Cherry Cider out of New York, and then Molly's gonna get the Founder's Ruby's Raspberry Ale out of Michigan. Those are good, but this is a great place. Also, it's the kind of place where it's cool. They have a mug club. Well, they're all different taps. Sometimes I just like picking my taps, but they have a mug club. So if you're an annual pass holder, you can buy your mug, and I think it's really expensive. I think the mug is like probably $100, but you get your refills for about $5, and you get to drink out of your own mug.
That's me.
So, like it says all their names right there, which is really nice. I like that. If I lived around here, I would totally do that. So I love this. Then my beer is promoting Sesame Place. Also, here in the Fest House is a large food area. So if you like your German food, such as any of those, go and get that. Fitting in with the Marco Polo theme here in this part of the Pesto Italia section, here's the trade one, which is just your standard theme park Himalaya ride. So if you like that, there's that. Just like most theme parks, Busch Gardens is home to a teacup ride, and this is again in the Pesto Italia section. These are always a good time. Love the trippy floor design. So we just got out of the new Brit Mania show here in the Globe Theater. And it's essentially British Hitch from like the Beatles till today. Guys, what do we think? No, we got a shake in our head. No,
you're missing some of the obvious performance.
Yeah. To me, it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a good show. It was just a show. It's
air conditioned.
It felt like something I would see in a Cedar Fair, or a Six Flags, or a cruise ship, and I would expect better from Busch Gardens.
Yeah, the one thing that I comment on is they have this $1 million projector show, and they barely use it for the show. Yeah. It was like an afterthought.
Yeah.
It really feels like budget cuts. You know, like the show.
Well, I mean, that's something we've seen around the chain too. You know, obviously Iceploration's gone, Blue Horizons is gone. Maybe this is just their version of that. Molly, your thoughts? You were upset
okay.
that there was a lady in a Spice Girls outfit, one of your
not
favorite
all of
bands,
them.
and they didn't even sing a Spice Girls song.
No.
Santa.
And you have charity.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Santa, that's better.
So another thing I love about this park is that they've got transportation rides. We're hanging out, we're on the Skyride right now, high above Busch Gardens. And the Skyride's cool because it takes you, there's 3 different stops. And you get an awesome view as like things like Griffin is just woven in with the skyline, as is Alpengeist. And there's also a train with 3 different stops. So there's 2 different transportation options if you don't want to wander around what is a very, very large park here in Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Also, I mean, like if you're a coaster dork or a photographer, there is some awesome views. The Germany section of the park is also home to a fantastic carousel. Here is Land of the Dragons, which is one of the park's 2 kids sections. This is the one without an IP base. The other one is, of course, Sesame Street. This is more like neck climbs and slides and things like that, and less rides. More of just playground, kind of like a Wildie themed, awesome, fun playground kind of thing. You do have some rides, like you look over there. There's kind of a, you know, a flying kids ride. But Land of the Dragons is really fun, even for adults. If you want to come and just run around and try to be a kid in some of the neck climbs, it's kind of a fun place. So I do like Land of the Dragons. And Sesame Street, which we did not go to, they do have a kids coaster over there that if you're a coaster credit person, you could ride. So go over there and get your coaster credit on Grover's Alpine Express. And besides from rides, I just love other parts of Busch Gardens. Like this pathway here in Germany, where you have different German like shops and snack places, and it's just cool. It's more cultural than your normal theme park, and it's fun. Like I love going through the gift shops and things like that. Because look at this. I mean, come on, it's like a shop that sells something but beer steins. Like that's fun. Hey, what you eating there?
Dole Whip?
Dole Whip like at Disney World?
No, Dole Whip like Busch Gardens.
Ah. Which means it's probably about the same price, but there's no tiki birds?
I didn't see any tiki birds.
All right, no tiki birds. But if you're in the Italian section, you can get Dole Whip like at Disney World. You didn't get in the pineapple though.
No, I got a waffle cone.
Which is much more functional.
I didn't want to make a mess.
So far, I think we're drip free.
No mess.
A little alright.
I like that. Like they have some really, really unique merchandise here at Busch Gardens. Like this wouldn't fit in our house.
Today?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
So something else that's new this year at Busch Gardens is Lafitte's Garage, which has one of the old Le Mans race cars out front, which of course was the antique car ride before Griffin was there. And it serves, you know, kind of a bunch of different fries. You get fresh cut fries, topped with chili and cheese, Irish fries, crumbled bacon, sour cream, cheese and chives, Italian fries, Mediterranean fries, smokehouse fries, or of course the creme de la creme poutine. So coming up in just a week or two is All for One, which is the park's big summer nighttime show. I haven't seen it yet. It's not running today, but these guys, they've seen it. Tell us about All for One.
All right, so awesome stunt show. One of the better shows here at Busch Gardens. He likes it so much he bought a Three Musketeers hat. So he
is that this hat?
Yep, he wears it to the park every time.
Close enough, yeah.
It's also his what is it, platypus bill hat?
Exactly.
Made from real authentic platypuses.
It's mean. One of two
Died of natural causes.
Roadkill.
One of 2 egg-laying mammals, by the way.
The more you know.
Back to all and All for One.
All for One, yeah, good show. Stunts, pyro, storyline kind of sort of lacks, but just go watch for what it is.
And this is sort of like their big sort of Kiss Goodnight show, right?
Yeah,
Yes, it is,
It only airs once or only shows once a day. It's gonna be right at the park close or a half hour before park close. And the crazy thing, I mean, it's really a show that you kind of want to sit far back because there's so much stuff happening at the same time. You can't watch the whole show at once because there's like 3 stages and all 3 stages are being used. So.
And is this the kind of thing you would have to get here early for? Does it fill up?
No, I mean, the stadium
it's
is
a big
massive,
stadium,
so
yeah.
you're definitely going to have seats, and a really good show. Definitely recommend it, and
Yeah. All for One.
And one for all.
One thing I love about this park is its retro merchandise. Like, I'm going to buy that Loch Ness Monster shirt right there with the old school logo. I actually already have, well, they don't have it right now. I have that same, that's a hoodie, but I have it in a shirt. And it's other things, like, it's old-timey, like Gordon the Friendly Dragon, or these characters who I don't even know who they are. So the old Busch Gardens, Busch Friendly Eagle. Like, there's some, I love the retro line of merchandise. So I have no need whatsoever for another cheerleader bag, but this line of the ones they have for the rides here at Busch Gardens, really cool. Guys, another fantastic piece of merchandise here. Not something I'm gonna buy, but they have Loch Ness Monster slippers. How awesome is that? So we're in the gift shop on the way out, and I love this. They took a British phone booth and made it into a claw machine. How cool is that? Guys, that is it. That is all for Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, and I had an absolute blast. Wonderful park. This is one of my absolute favorite theme parks that I've ever been to, and we have been all over the country. So some of us saw a little bit all over the world, and this to me is my favorite non-Disney, non-Universal park. So while, you know, I do prefer places like the Magic Kingdom, Disneyland, Universal Studios Florida, to me I like this park better than Busch Gardens Tampa. I like it better than Dollywood. I like it better than Silver Dollar City. I like it better than Alton Towers, the wonderful park in the UK. The park is wonderful. It's got, you know, there's so many shows, so many things to do that we were here for a full day and we did not, there's so much stuff we didn't do and I still had an absolute blast. Molly, you're not as big of a theme park person as I am. What were your thoughts here?
Definitely one of the prettiest parks I've been to.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. I love the theming of the buildings and like the details of everything. Definitely one of the best parks. I agree. I like the park better than Cedar Point and stuff like that.
Cedar Point's great though.
Yes, but Cedar Point's all roller coasters, well this one has so much more to offer.
It does. We did come during, we did not really talk about this on camera, but we did spend a bunch of a day doing their food and wine festival, and that was a blast. If you are a beer drinker, we are beer drinkers. So you could get about 15 beers for $60. 10-ounce beers. So these are legit decent sized beers. And it's not like you're getting Budweiser. You know, you're getting imported beers from all over the world. And food samples, like their food and wine festival is great. I would really think, like, I've been to this park during a lot of their festivals. I've been here during Beer Fest. I've been here during Hollow Scream. I've been here during Summer Operation. I've been here during Spring Operation. And food and wine is my favorite time to come. If I ever had to come back here, I would definitely come back like we had today, coming back on a Food and Wine Friday, where lines were not bad. I mean, Molly, what did we wait? I don't think we really waited at all for anything. Like, we maybe waited 10 minutes at worst.
Yeah.
Like, we really had no line. It's like the perfect Busch Gardens day as we passed past the sign.
And we went there on all the major rides.
We did. And the only, like, we didn't ride Loch Ness Monster just because we didn't really want to ride Loch Ness Monster. We rode Invader twice. You'd never been on, I can't believe I've taken you to this park twice, and you have never been on Escape from Pompeii until today.
Third time's a charm.
And that ride's awesome. That ride's so much fun. But guys, I really, really love this park. If you have any questions or comments about Busch Gardens Williamsburg, let me know in the comments section below and I'll do my best to get back to you. But that'll do it for our day here. We're gonna go to the hotel and pass out as we've been at Busch Gardens for about 12 hours. And thank you for watching. See you next time.